Good morning, everyone. Myself, Anubhuti Saxena. I'm your science teacher. Today, we are going to start lesson 7. The name of the lesson is air. Today, we will discuss about air. Let's start. Let's warm up. Given below are some pictures, which of them indicate that air causing the movement. Here, three pictures are given. In the first picture, smoke is giving out from the factories. In the second picture, a girl is riding on the bicycle. In the third picture, a boy is sitting on the chair. By seeing these pictures, you have to tick the correct one in which air is causing the movement. If we see picture first, that is, smoke is coming out from the factories and it is moving here and there, so it in this air is causing the movement of the smoke. Second, the girl is riding on her bicycle and her air is moving here and there in the air, and she is also moving from one place to another place by riding the cycle, so that we can say air is causing the movement. So tick correct first picture and second picture. Third picture, a boy is sitting simply on the chair. He is not moving here and there, simply sitting. So it is not showing the movement, means air is causing the movement in this picture. No. So cross it. So first picture correct, second picture correct, and third picture cross. Now start. Air is all around us. We cannot see it or smell it. Air is colorless. It has no smell or taste. We can feel the presence of air when it moves things or when it is used to fill things like tires and balloons. As you know that if we are standing outside, take an example, and we are having sweating, that time we need something to cool us. That time if the wind blows, that time we are feeling, yes, now we are feeling cool. Same thing if we are sitting in a classroom and our ceiling fan are switched off. Ceiling fans are switched off. That time we are also feeling sweating and we are not feeling good. That time if we switch on the fan and the air comes and we relax and we feel cool that time. So we can only feel the presence of air. We cannot see it because it is not present, but it is all around us. We cannot see it, we cannot smell it, we cannot see it, we cannot smell it, we cannot taste it. So we can say we can feel only the presence of air. And how we will feel? If we are seeing the balloons is filled with the air, and the air is also filled in the tires of the vehicles like cars, scooters, motorcycles, even in your cycles also. So we can only feel the presence of air. Types of air. When air blows gently, it is called breeze. When air blows gently, it is called breeze. Fast moving air is called wind. If air is blowing fast, it is called wind. And when wind blows very fast and knocks down things, it is called steam. It is called storm. Next topic is properties of air. Let us learn about some properties of air. Air has weight. An empty gas cylinder weighs less than one filled with gas. As you know that, you can see this at your home also. When your mother is cooking the food for you, she is using the cooking range, and cooking range is attached with the gas cylinder. And when it comes, so we will if we will try to lift the cylinder, we will feel it is very heavy due to gas is filled in it. And after some days, when it is going to finish and we try to lift it again, so we feel it becomes very light. So we can say that the gas cylinder, filled gas cylinder, is having weight due to the air. So this proves that air has weight. We can take one more example. Take two same size footballs, pump air into one of them and keep them on the two pens of a winning balance. Here in this picture you are seeing a balance and two football which is same size. One football with filled air and the other one is without air. So we will keep in the one pan filled ball and in other pan without air ball. We will observe that the pan of the balance having the football filled with the air, it tilts. It comes down due to the weight. Because air is filled in it, it means air is having some weight. That's why this side balance is going to tilt. So this proves that air has weight. Second, air takes up space. We can take one more activity to understand this property. Blow some air in a thin plastic bag. The bag blows up. Air fills up all kinds of space. Put a piece of chalk in a glass of water. You will observe tiny air bubbles coming out of the chalk. This is because the air present in the tiny holes in the chalk comes out in the water and water takes up those spaces. So we can understand by this, if we are taking a thin plastic bag and if we are filled some air in it, the bag blows up, because whatever size we are taking of the plastic polythene bag, it filled with the air. If we are taking a small one, it will fill small and then it becomes small. And if we are taking the big plastic bag, it will take the all spaces and it becomes big. The bag blows up big. So air fills up all kinds of spaces. We can take one more example. If we are taking a glass of water and we are putting a piece of chalk in a glass of water, when the chalk piece will go inside the water, you will observe that tiny air bubbles coming out of the chalk. White tiny particles, it is coming as a air bubbles. And we see why it is happened, because the air is present in the tiny holes, and when it comes in contact with the water, the chalk comes out, and that space water takes up those spaces, because air was taking all the spaces in the chalk. But when it comes into the water, the chalk pieces come out in the water, and the space was taken by the water. So we can say air takes up space. Next activity, take a tub and fill it with water. Try pushing an inverted glass straight down into the tub of water. It is not really possible. Next, till the glass a little and you will observe bubbles coming out in the water and water rushing into the glass. This is because air comes out of the glass and makes up the space for water to enter. This explains that air occupies space. So if we are keeping the glass, inverted glass straight down, the water is not coming in the glass. But when we will tilt it, so what happened? When we will tilt it, so water is rushing into the glass because the air comes out of the glass and some spaces was made by air, and that time the water comes in that places, so it takes the space. So air occupies space. This is the picture. In this we are doing the same activity. You are seeing in the second picture some bubbles, air bubbles are coming, and air is coming out and the water is taking up the space. So air fills up the space. Air fills up all kinds of spaces inside tires, pillows, balloon, etc. We are seeing air. Third property, air can be pushed into the smaller spaces. Blow air into a balloon and close its mouth. You will notice that you can push the same air into a smaller space in the balloon. We are taking the same balloon, but sometimes we are filling the more air, so it becomes big. And if we same air we are compressed, we are pushed into the smaller, so it will also takes up all space, and it can be adjust in the smaller place. So we can say it is compressed. Next property, air exerts pressure. The pressure exerted by air on everything around it is called air pressure. Air pressure can push upwards and slow the fall of a parachute. Here we are seeing the picture of parachute, or maybe you have seen the parachute in some movies also. When the person who is taking parachute and he is using it and coming down sometimes, that but he is not coming down fast quickly. Why? Because when he opens the parachute, air is having the pressure on each and everything around us. So air pressure is coming there, and some pressure upward, pressure can push the upward and slow the fall of the parachute. So this is the activity proves air exerts pressure. Next activity, take a balloon and blow air into it by keeping it an empty glass. Keep it in an empty glass and then try to blow the air balloon so you can easily blow. Lift the glass having the inflated balloon inside it, and by holding the balloon from the mouth where it is tied. Now we can try to lift the glass, and which is having the balloon inside it, and then we will see we will try to tie the mouth of the balloon, so you can do easily, because as compared air can lift things, because as compressed air can lift things. So when we are try to lift the balloon, the glass will also come with it. So this is that air compressed air can lift the things. One more activity we are having. Take a glass, fill it with water at the top, place a cardboard over the glass and carefully turn the glass upside down. Holding the cardboard tightly to the glass, remove your hand from under the cupboard. The cupboard stays in place against the glass. This is because the air outside the glass exerts pressure on the cardboard from below it. So this means we know that this property proves air exerts pressure. Air pressure helps you to sip using a straw. As you are drinking fruity or any juice which is coming in the refill pack, and we are drinking it with the help of a straw. So air pressure helps us to sip using a straw, and it helps you to fill ink using a dropper. So these are the examples of air pressure. So now we are going to conclude the chapter here. Everybody will read the chapter carefully and learn the new words. We will complete the remaining chapter in our next video. Thank you everyone and have a nice day.